Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we'll be discussing one more Spark complex type, that is Spark MapType Column. So the agenda for this video is, first we'll understand what is MapType Column. We'll understand how to create MapType Column programmatically. We'll see different ways of accessing MapType Column, and we'll see like how to use explode function and how that differs from array type column, and we'll see like different map type functions. So these are all inbuilt function that you can use to manipulate map type column. Okay, so with this let's get on the video. First let's understand what is map type column. So if you see, the definition of map type column is used to represent key value pair data. So example could be whenever you want to store any data in key value data structure, right? So just think it as a dictionary in Python. So whenever you want to store something in a dictionary format in key value pair, that's where you can use Spark map type column, right? To understand this, let's create a map type column using struct type, right? So if you see here, I have created a simple data. So this data could be, if we in this tuple we have two elements. One is the name, right? The first element is the name, and second element is a dictionary. So you can think it as a property of this particular name, right? So age would be 29, employee ID is equal to 1200973. So this could be think as a property for this particular name. So we have created two rows, means two tuple with the same format, right? So now let's see like how we can create the struct type. So I have discussed struct type in my previous video, so you can go over it. You can go to my previous video and watch it, right? So let's see like how to create this programmatically. So first of all, you need struct type, right? So first argument, if you see that we have name, right? So you can give name here, and what type of argument it is of string type, right? And we have another argument that you can think as suppose we want to give it as a name of our properties, right? So we gave a name as properties, but it is a map type column, right? So we have something called map type in Spark, right? So it takes two argument. You need to define what's the key, what's the value. So if you see here, key is string, right? Suppose age is a string, employee is string, and the values are integer, right? So we'll give the same. So it takes two parameter, one for key type, one for value type, right? So key type is string and the value type is integer type, right? So let's run this, and similarly we'll create a data frame. We'll provide the data whatever we created before, and we're providing the schema, right? Okay, if we run this, you will see like two rows will be created because we have given two tuple, and each row will have two properties, right? One, if you see, this is a object type, right? You have two properties, age and employee ID. This will be same for the second row also. So if I just expand this, so this will show you what this schema for this data is, right? So if you see, this has two properties, two column name I should say. One is name, one is properties, and properties is a map type, and the key is string, value is integer. This is what we have provided, right? We have provided key as string type, value as integer type, right? So there is one more way of looking into the data, that would be, so suppose this is a data frame, right? Map data frame. If you just do map data frame dot show, it will show you in the map way, right? So it's not showing the full. So what you can do is you can use truncate equal to false. So this will show you the whole thing. So if you see that it will show you like each row, and each row has properties like age equal to 29, employee ID is equal to 1200973, right? So I hope that you understood this map data. So whenever you want to store anything in a dictionary type of data structure, you can think about using map type column in Pyspark, right? So now let's see like how to access the property, right? So suppose I want for each row, for each name, I want to use the age as a different column, right? I want to extract the age from this row. How we can do that? So basically, if you see that we are creating a column of age. So what we are doing is from this data frame, I'm selecting properties first. Then I'm using a method of get item with age as key. So what it is saying is from this property column, give me the value for age, right? If I just scroll down, if you see that age has been extracted from the rows. So for John, it is 29, for Jake, it is 47, right? So there is another way. So either you can use get item or you can just use like how in Python we do that, right? From dictionary, we just use bracket notation and we give the value of the uh, key, right? Similarly, so here age has been extracted. Similar thing you can do, like you can extract. So suppose I want to use the employee ID, right? You can also do that. So just provide the employee ID as the key and that should be extracted. So if you see, employee ID has been extracted. So this is very easy to extract from MapType column now, right? So now let's see that sometime we might need to use explode on top of map column, because suppose you want to flatten the data, like how we can do that. So basically, if you see that I'm using select on the data frame, I'm using name and I'm exploding the properties, right? Then how does this work is all the keys for this data will come in a single column and all the values will be coming in the second column, right? If we see that all the keys, right? So John has a key of age and the value is 29. Similarly, John has a key of employee ID, so that came as a column and the value will come like this. So this might be important when you are exploding the data of the map type column. So you might need to explode this data, right? Okay, I hope that you understood this explode function. So I'll be providing this notebook in the description, so you can just check out this code so that you understand it in a better way, right? So if you see that here we did not give any column name, right? It's just showing you key value. Suppose I don't want to do that, I want to give some column name. So basically you can use the alias, right? So if you see I'm exploding the properties, then I'm giving alias as property name and property value, right? So this will become two column. So if you see that we have renamed it as property name, property value, right? So this is just a cool trick on top of it. Okay. So as we understood a different way of accessing map type column, now it's time to understand what are the built-in function that map type column provides, right? So suppose I want to get all the keys. So in Python, it's also very important that sometime you might need all the keys of a dictionary. Same goes here. Suppose you need all the keys from the map type column. So basically you can use map keys, right? So if you see, this is very simple. I'm getting the name, I'm using map keys and I'm providing the column from which column I want to get the keys. So if we see, these are the property that had been extracted. So basically for each row, these are the keys that we have provided, right? Age and employee. Similarly for Jack Murphy, you get employee. Similarly, if you want to get the map values from this map type column, you can use map values, right? I'm using map values, I'm giving the property. So these are the values that has been extracted, right? Let's solve a problem using concept that we learned today, right? So if we see that we have created a dummy data, right? The first is different student name, right? And the property of the student. So property of the student means in which class he or she is, and what's the marks, right? So I'm creating a schema. I'm creating student name as string type because that's the first argument of this tuple, and the second is property. So even the map type will be like key is string type. If you see, class is string, and the values are integer type. So similarly, like how we have created in the previous data, right? Similar thing. So if you see, this is how the data will be created, different student name, different properties, right? Now I want to know like what is the total marks for each class, right? So this is the data. So first, if you see this, we have to get the class name and we have to get the marks in a different column. Suppose that's how we want to do the transformation. So how you can access the data? First of all, you have to select the student name. Then I want to select the class in a different column. So I'm just using property.class, and I want to use the marks as a different column. So I'm using the properties.marks, right? So if you just use that, you see that your class and marks have been divided into two different columns. Now it's very easy to do our transformation. So all you need to do is like you need to group by class, and what you need in each class, what is the total marks. So I'm doing an aggregate. I'm using sum of marks. So I'm just totaling the marks and I'm giving a alias of total marks. So this is, with this you will get all the class and what is the total marks for each class. So I hope that you understood this map type column. We have seen different ways of accessing map type column. We have seen different inbuilt function, and we have also seen a practical usage of map type column in this problem. So with this, I am done with map type column in Pyspark. In coming videos, as we have completed all the complex types in map type, array type, right? We have seen the struct type, how to use the struct type. Now it's time to move into processing JSON data, because we have got all the basics. Now we can move towards JSON data. So coming videos are very interesting, where we'll be discussing more on how to access, how to process JSON data. We'll see different methods that we can use, and that's a very interesting videos.